Since last time that we talked, Tekashi 6ix9ine has gotten arrested
Yeah,
on RICO charges
right.
and is, facing a whole bunch of really
Yes.
serious charges. I
Yeah.
mean, facing like up to life in prison in the worst case.
Yeah.
You know, do you think that this is the poster child for the new generation of trolling rapper? Like this is
Well, I think
he got to the highest level essentially and dropped to the absolute lowest place you could drop to,
there are
aside from getting killed.
there is nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. So whatever incarnation this takes, it is unfortunate. Be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. Everybody wants to be a nigga till the police show up. Everybody does. That's great and fun. And now you'll see. I think that is an age old, like it's been around since time infinitum, where people, you know, when Biggie said I'm ready to die, guess what? The face give you what you asked for now.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King said, I
Same
may
thing.
not get there with you. Okay, now okay.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Tupac. I interviewed, his brother, Mo Preem. We talked about, whether Tupac's death, could have essentially been a side effect with how much he talked about death through his music, and he agreed.
If you listen through his music, you'll see, through his albums, you'll see there's a constant death chant. It's always talking about death. Don't forget you could die, nigga. You could die, I could die, we could die, I'ma die. Nigga die, nigga, you wanna die? Die. Nigga die, death, nigga die. You know what I mean? And I think that's because Pac would have dreams too. He would wake up screaming and shit. And
Really? So he felt he was gonna die soon.
yeah.
What is it in the Bible? There's life and death. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. Life and death. Like, it's always funny to me because, like, I'm not a particularly religious man, but I'm a very I believe I'm a spiritual cat. I believe that there's something past me. But oftentimes, the most humane people I know are atheists because they don't base it on some kind of heaven or hell scenario. It's just I'm gonna be a good person and I'm gonna try. So but I ascribe to a higher power. But everybody always go, well, the wages of sin is death. Motherfucker, the wages of life is death. Well, you a good person or a bad person, one day you're gonna die, whether you sinned or not.
I mean, do you believe in God?
Of course.
You do.
I don't believe
But you
he's.
don't.
I don't believe he's the God that would allow people to be enslaved. And the thing for me is, and I said this in my special, it's really at least dubious to me because to be a black person in America is the same people that gave you Jesus gave you nigga.
Right. You talked about that in your special.
Yeah, the same people that gave you Jesus gave you nigga. And that you were taught about this Bible that you couldn't read. Now, if your ass was a slave and you could quote a scripture from the Bible and it looked like you read it, you'd get killed for that. I mean, I just did even when I was young, it didn't make sense to me. Like, I stopped believing in Santa because, like, if Santa's been around, what would a little slave kid don't want a fucking bike? He want his father and he want his daddy to have his foot back. That's what the fuck he wants. It just, the idea, this notion, American Christians are the most violent, judgmental, least forgiving. Like, there was that guy that left America. Remember the evangelist that left America and went to the most remote island in the world. This island was 50 to 60,000 years old. And he was going to teach about Jesus. And then they shot arrows at him and it landed in the Bible. One of the arrows, motherfucker, if you get shot in the Bible with an arrow, if a motherfucker shoots you in Ecclesiastes, it's time for you to turn around. Maybe that's Jesus telling you that they ain't ready to hear about you. But the idea of these people believing, if you've been around that long, maybe you know Jesus. Maybe it just ain't the one. What do we love more? We love God so much, we put God on our money. We say dumb shit like, it happened because we took prayer out of school. You can't take prayer out of school. How the fuck you gonna stop God from going to school?
I mean, that whole situation, we talked about that. I mean, the fact that someone is so arrogant that they were going to go and enter an island that was completely prohibited from anyone entering, mostly because of disease.
Right.
Because these people have been isolated for so long that, a cold will wipe out that whole colony, essentially. The fact that you feel that Jesus is guiding you and knows better than these people to the point where you illegally enter this place and then get killed in the process.
And let me tell you something. Jesus never works out for the people who are receiving it. Like when they land on the island, it ain't good for them. It's good for the people bringing them. Maybe those natives over there heard about our natives and they wasn't ready for casinos.
Right.
And they didn't want Thanksgiving. When something like that happens, it thrills me that it happened. That's what you fucking deserve. You fucking deserve it.
I agree. And his own family actually spoke out and said that, we forgive the people that killed our son. Nobody forced him to go over there. He did it. We understand why it happened. They even asked the authorities to stop to let the people who helped him get over there. Because they were all in jail.
Right.
The people that helped him, they said that nobody forced him or convinced him to go. He did it on his own free will. So please, let those people go. And they knew their son fucked up. It is what it is. It is what it is.
The American Christians, we're like every year, somebody will get mad and say that somebody on the right will get mad and say there's a war on Christmas or some shit like that. Like there's a depiction of Jesus in a manger, but he has bars around him like he's in a cage. And they're like, and Sean Hannity with his shoe booty ass is saying stuff like, oh, it's a war on Christmas. Motherfucker, Jesus was a refugee, right? Jesus told us he resided in a strange land and he told us how to treat people. Let me tell you something. The manger was pretty much the cadence of our time. It's not a war on Christmas in America. It's a war on Christ. It's a war on Jesus. We're nothing like him. Nobody could love we spend more on being able to kill people than we do on trying to keep them alive. We spend more on keeping them afraid than we do keeping them educated. How the fuck Jesus? If Jesus came back, he would probably get jammed up by TSA so long he'd never leave the airport. You with the sandals, come here.
You with the beard.
And them 12 niggas come with y'all. Y'all come with me too.
Yeah, the one with the hair like wool.
Right, come here.